Hello guys, it's Steve here. It is Thursday, October 18th, 2018. And in this video, I'm going to do a rant on getting yelled at. Now, I fucking hate getting yelled at. Nobody likes getting yelled at. Who likes getting yelled at? Nobody does. Everybody hates getting yelled at. But some people are just more sensitive to it than others. Like some people, when they get yelled at, yeah, they don't like it, but they they just move on. They act like it never happened. They move on and they just don't let it ruin their day. But people like me, it fucking angers me when I get yelled at, and it makes me so angry, and sometimes I feel like crying when I get yelled at, and it ruins my day. And I'm pretty sure some people can relate with me. Some people probably hate getting yelled at where it makes them so angry and want to cry, just like me. Call me a wuss. I don't know, it's just the sensory issues. I have sensory issues and shit. That's just what I have. But, god damn, I hate getting yelled at. It's just hate when people raise their voice, when they yell or snap at me. It's like, fuck. Don't fucking yell at me. Don't snap at me, for God's sakes, you piece of shit. God. It just always angers me and ruins my day. And when even if I'm having like a decent day, and then like if I'm in like school or whatever, and a teacher yells at me, that would ruin my day. The entire day would be a shitty day just for that one time I got yelled at. Yeah. Just, oh, I can't stand it. And I have a lot of stories of times I got yelled at. I'll tell some of them. I remember one time I got yelled at. This was back in 6th grade, back in September of 2008. It was September 19th, 2008. It was a Friday, I remember. I believe it was September 19th. I remember me and my class, we were going to the bathroom for bathroom break. It was our bathroom break, so the teacher was, taking us to the bathrooms. We would have to line up, sit on the floor against the wall to wait our turn to go in the bathroom. Like 4 people at a time, 4 boys at a time and 4 girls at a time would go in the bathroom. Then when people would go out, then the teacher would let more people go in. And so, yeah, I was sitting in the hallways waiting for my turn to go into the bathroom, and I remember I was talking to this one kid next to me, and I wasn't really talking that loud. I was talking somewhat quietly, and then all of a sudden, my 6th grade teacher, she yells at me. She's like, "Stevie!" And then I'm like, "What? What?" And then she's like, "Quiet!" Yeah, she fucking yelled at me. It's like, fuck. Yeah, that pissed me off. Oh, I felt like crying after that, I remember. I felt like crying. My eyes were red. And I was basically fighting the tears. I did not want to cry in front of everybody because it's embarrassing. I didn't want to cry in front of everyone because then people are going to look at me and, yeah, it's just going to be so embarrassing. So I was trying my best to fight the tears. My eyes were red, and I remember some people were looking at me. They saw, like, my eyes were red and it looked like I was gonna cry. And it was fucking embarrassing. God, but that pissed me off. Another time. This was October 2nd, 2010, I believe. It was on a Saturday. It was the first Saturday of October of 2010. I told you guys about this in a couple of my videos. The video I made about curse words or just words or whatever, that video, and also the video where being a kid sucks or whatever. Early October of 2010, I remember me, my dad, and my cousin Felicity, we were going to I think we were coming back from my Uncle Joe's house, from visiting my Uncle Joe and cousins Ryan, Ostini, and Cecilia. And I remember my cousin Felicity in the back seat. She was in the back seat. I was in the front passenger. My dad was driving. And my cousin, she was annoying the fuck out of me. And I remember she put her finger in her mouth and then stuck her finger in my ear. He put it in my ear after putting it in her mouth. That was so fucking disgusting, and I got so pissed off. I got so fed up that I said, fucking stop! Or something like that. Or don't fucking do that. And then my dad fucking yells at me, ah! You don't ever say that again! He fucking yelled at me. Oh, God. At the top of his lungs. Oh, God. Oh, I remember I was crying a little bit. That pissed me off. I remember I felt like crying. I believe he yelled at my cousin too, but he yelled at me mainly for cursing. Oh, I remember I was just sitting there. We were just on our way home, and I was just crying. I had tears coming out of my eyes. Oh, that pissed me off. Really did. It's like, fuck. All because I said a curse word. Come on, they're just words. Okay, I understand sometimes, it's bad to use them, the way you use them. If you use them as, I don't know. But I was just pissed off. And I wasn't using my head, so I just said the curse word and shit. But, oh. Another time, when a security guard yelled at me. This was back on February 14th, 2009. It was right after my parents separated. They ended up getting a divorce a couple years later in 2012. But this was right after they separated, and that was, it was a rough time for me. And, it was February 14th, 2010. It was a Saturday. It was Valentine's Day, which, fuck that day. I might do another Valentine's Day rant this February. I've done one every year since 2013, but it was Valentine's Day of 2010. I remember me and my dad were going to the Blackhawks game against the Dallas Stars, and I remember, you're not allowed to have water bottles in the arena. You can't have water bottles in there, and I remember my dad would usually just sneak one in. He would just hide it from the security guard, and that was before, security checks, because now when you go to a sporting event, they have security checks. But, he would usually hide it in his pocket, but I remember that day, we were going to the game, and he's like, hey, Steve, hold on to the water bottle. And I'm like, okay. So I just held it onto it, and I didn't know anything about not being allowed to have water bottles, so I just held it, and my dad forgot to take the water bottle from me. And we were going into the building, right when we got into the building to, give the ticket scanner our tickets, this one security guard, he was a big, buff, black guy, not trying to be racist, but just describing him. And I remember he saw the water bottle in my hand, and he's like, you cannot have water bottles! That's what he was like. That's how he sounded. And oh my God, it was embarrassing. Everyone else in line was looking at me, and I felt like crying. I didn't cry, but I kind of felt like it. It pissed me off. It's like, fucking seriously, dude? God, don't fucking yell at me. I didn't fucking know. God, I didn't fucking know that we weren't allowed to have water bottles. Jesus, you could have at least told me in a nicer way. Hey, sir, I'm sorry, but you can't have water bottles in here. I'm sorry. But no, he just fucking yelled at me at the top of his lungs. And I remember I just had to throw it in the garbage. And I remember my dad admitted it was his fault because he forgot to take the water bottle from me and hiding it. But, oh, that pissed me off. It's like, seriously, dude, I didn't fucking know. Don't fucking yell at me, dumbass, piece of shit, asshole. Son of a bitch. Oh, that pissed me off. Another time. This actually happened to my friend Adrian, not me, but I remember back in 2nd grade when my buddy Adrian got yelled at. I remember, it was 2nd grade sometime in late 2004, early 2005. We were in PE class, and we were running around the gym, and we were running laps around the gym. That's what we were doing that day. And I remember Adrian, he was holding something in his hand, and then he accidentally dropped it, and then our second grade PE teacher, Mr. Maruzars, remember he yelled at Adrian. I forgot what he was like. I don't know what the hell he said, but all I know is he yelled at Adrian, and he made Adrian sit on the bleachers, and he was crying. Adrian was crying, sitting in the bleachers, and yeah, that guy was an asshole. He never yelled at me. I mean, he has, like, he's never yelled at me, but he has, like, told me to stop doing something, or, like, in a calm way or whatever. Like, I actually have a picture of this guy. I'll show you him. Let me get my second grade yearbook. Yeah, that guy was an asshole. He was a midget with white hair and a white mustache. Mr. Maruzars. Where is he at? Ah, here it is. I'm gonna take the camera. Oh, shit. This guy over here. Hopefully it focuses. This was the guy. Fuck this piece of shit. But, yeah. Hang on, I actually knocked this thing that the camera's on. Sorry guys, hang on. Hope you can see alright. Hopefully it's not pointing too down. Yeah, I think it looks fine. But yeah, he yelled at Adrian just for accidentally dropping something on the floor while running. Yeah, that pissed him off. But yeah, another time I got yelled at, this was back in 4th grade. It was September of 2006. I believe it was September 21st. I believe it was a Wednesday. I could be wrong. I remember I was in speech class, and I had to take speech class because my speech was horrible. It still kind of is somewhat. But I remember, yeah, we were in speech. And this lady has yelled at me a lot, but I remember that one particular time. I guess we were like reading something. This one kid, while he was in the middle of talking, while he was reading something off a paper, he accidentally said the wrong word, and I just laughed out of nowhere. It was, sometimes when something funny happens, you just laugh. You can't control it. You just laugh all of a sudden. That's what happened to me. When this kid said something funny or whatever, I just automatically laughed. On accident. It was an accidental laugh. And then my speech teacher, Miss Murphy Murray, she's like, "That's not funny! You apologize!" Oh, that pissed me off. So I had to apologize, and I felt like crying. I had to hold in the tears. I may show a picture of her too. Where is she at? Is she in this yearbook? Let me get my 2nd or 3rd grade yearbook. Oh no, this is my 2nd grade. Let me get my 3rd or 4th grade yearbook, because those are the last. Then she retired after 4th grade. Ah, here she is. Here's a good picture of her. This lady right here. This is the lady who fucking yelled at me that day. God, fuck her. Yeah, she was a bitch. God damn, she was a fucking bitch. She's yelled at me other times, but I remember that one particular time, and I felt like crying. It ruined my day. I remember she also yelled at my friend Adrian too before. I remember she yelled at him for yawning. It's like, seriously? Yelling at him for yawning? What's so bad about yawning? He's tired. People yawn when they're fucking tired, for God's sakes. But yeah. And another time, this will be the last story I'll mention. I remember back in my freshman year, it was like January or February of 2012. I remember it was in my math class. We had 2 teachers. We had the main teacher named Miss West, and another teacher. I forgot her name. I forgot the aide teacher. He's usually special education classes that have 2 teachers, and I was in special ed. But I remember we were like writing down notes or whatever for like a quiz, and I thought it was optional because the main teachers, I could have swore I heard her say, if you want, you could write down notes. And so since I thought it was optional, I just decided not to because I knew it. I knew that stuff. Because it was easy. And I remember, so I wasn't writing down the notes, and the aide teacher, she yells at me, "Stevie, write it down!" It's like, come on, don't fucking yell at me. What? I didn't know that we had to write it down. I thought it was optional. God damn it. I don't know. I just hate getting yelled at. It pisses me off. I didn't cry or anything. I didn't even feel like crying. I just got a little angry. But yeah. This sucks getting yelled at. You know, they yell at you all the time if you join the military. If you join the army or the military, they yell at you all the time. That's why I don't want to fucking join the military or the army. You know, no disrespect to the people who are in the army or military. You know, thank you for supporting our country and stuff, for serving our countries. But I just don't want to join the military. One of the reasons because of that shit, getting yelled at. I hate getting yelled at. You know, you even get yelled at work or whatever by your boss. You may have an asshole boss, and you may do something wrong or whatever, and your boss will yell at you. It's like, fuck that. That's why being self-employed and working from home is much better. Being your own boss, because you don't have to deal with that shit. You don't have to deal with a boss yelling at you. Yeah. And even fucking angry customers if you work in fast food. You may have to deal with angry customers yelling at you because you accidentally messed up your order. Now, don't get me wrong. I hate getting my order messed up too. I did a rant on that back in 2014 sometime. When I go to a fast food place and I get my order messed up. Yeah, that pisses me off. But it just sucks when you're the cashier or whatever, and you're the one getting yelled at by angry customers. Like, I asked for a 6-piece chicken McNugget, and you gave me a cheeseburger, you fucking asshole! Yeah, that pissed me the fuck off. Oh my god, that would piss me off. I'd probably quit my job if that happened to me. If I worked in fast food and I got yelled at by angry I'd quit my job. I don't give a shit. I can't deal with that. Oh. Now, again, I don't know if I mentioned this. It's fine if you yell. The only time I don't mind people yelling at me is if, like, someone wants to get my attention, but they're, like, far away. So they yell at me, "Hey, Steve!" Like, that's fine. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about when people just yell at you for, like, doing something wrong or whatever. Like, indiscipline. I just hate when people yell or snap at me. Not snapping with your fingers. I can't even snap. Which, yeah, I kind of hate when people do that too, but to get my attention. But I just hate when, like, getting hollered at, when people raise their voice at me. Fuck that. I don't know, I just had to do this rant. I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys agree with me. But I don't know what else to say about this video. Fuck getting yelled at. Don't yell at me! God! Yeah, so I'll do more rants, reviews, vlogs, any type of video I do on this channel. So, see you later, guys. Goodbye. Have a good one.